full speed with the 12-volt battery. It's a 50-pound fish scale that I'm going to use this rope to actually measure how much thrust the motors are putting out. Hey guys, so you can see I have PacMotor here laid out on the table, and I'm going to do a thrust test today for the 18-volt battery that we're working on. So this is a lithium phosphate 18 volt, so it's 5 cells, and that's going to almost double the thrust of the current PacMotor running at the 12 volts. And I have the amp reader here, so as I'm doing the water test, I am going to be checking the amperage. As you can see here, as the motor just plugged in, it's got 18 volts. It's not going to be drawing any amps until the motor is actually running. And so you can see just with the air pressure on the fins, we're drawing less than 1 amp, only about a half an amp. That's because there's no back pressure on the propeller. So when we're out in the water, we'll be able to do a full test and see how the motors react. So let me show you guys the 2 battery options I'm going to test out today. The first one is the 18-volt battery. I want to do a thrust test. The second one is our 12-volt battery, which actually doesn't have a display on it because we have a Bluetooth connected device where it connects to an app on your phone and gives you all the data on the battery. What I can do is enable cruise control by pressing this button here. And now it went green. I can set the remote down, and the thrusters will continue to push me forward. If I want to steer, I can just put a hand in the water and turn me. I want to take a moment just to show off the remote. I mean, it's super cool. Look, we even got a rubber grip where the PacMotor symbol is. I'm trying to keep going towards the bears because I don't feel like stopping right now. I'll show you. But like I can course correct, you know, super easy. And it's all sealed now. You can see that the actual rubber goes all the way up to the joystick and all the way around. And we got rubber on the outside that actually seals the cap and the back, and so it's super cool for using the joystick now. And so, you know, if I want to just steer right into this piling, I can, but I want to avoid that. It's new. Not many people have got this one, but if you order a PacMotor today, you will get this updated remote. And if it falls in the water for a split second, pull right back out, nothing. You can submerge it, totally waterproof. And they're selling pretty quick, so place your order. You'll be able to get this remote with it. The battery voltage meter here, I'm going to start recording on my phone right now. And you can see here is the battery, 88%. And I'm going to go in time. I'm going to go forward. Full speed forward at the 12-volt battery, and let me show you the stats we get. I'll put this also on the screen. We're drawing about 18 amps, and it will show us how long the power is going to last right now. About almost 3 hours, 2 hours and 45 minutes because it's at 88%. So a full charge will give you at least 3 hours of runtime up to 12 volts. And you can see that I have it hooked up right back here. And I'm also checking here. We have 12.6 volts and we're drawing about 17.8 amps. So that matches up perfect with the app. So that's really cool. And you can see that, you know, everything's matching up with the voltages and the amps. So I'm really excited about getting this technology into our 18 volt amp, our 18 volt battery, so you can get the thrust increase and also the speed. So let me do a speed test now with the 12 volt battery. Full speed with the 12 volt battery and see what kind of speed we can reach. So we're picking up on 3 miles an hour. So it's looking like we're getting about 3 miles an hour steady with the 12 volt battery. That's kind of what I expected. You don't get as much thrust, but it does get you going. And you can reach up to 3 miles an hour with the 12 volt battery, and your runtime is looking at about 3 hours at full speed. But with PacMotor's joystick, you can literally vary the speed, and what that'll allow you to do is maximize your battery time. So let me show you that now. Going under the bridge now, so we might lose a little bit of the GPS signal on the speedometer, but let me get back out under this bridge. Show the correlation between going full throttle and how much battery you can save by pulling back on the joystick. So now I'm going to come down to like 3/4 speed. And I'm still moving pretty quick, but I can go, if you see the hours, it's jumping from about 3 hours, 2 hours and 45 minutes to now 3 hours and 45 minutes. So it just gave me an extra hour in run time by just going at a slower speed. And I can even go slower and pulling back on the throttle even more. And now we're at 4 hours, 4.5 hours. And we're only pulling 10 amps. So it's kind of like using the throttle in your car. If you come back on the throttle a little bit, you're going to get a little bit better gas mileage if your RPMs aren't going as high. That's kind of similar to that. It's a 50-pound fish scale that I'm going to use this rope to actually measure how much thrust the motors are putting out. And I'm going to, that's why I came over here to this island here. I'm going to hook my rope up to the kayak and then tie it off to this pole and run the motors full speed and see how much thrust I'm actually getting out. I know it's not going to be perfectly scientific, but it's going to give us a good idea of how much thrust this thing actually pulls. Now, where is a easy spot I could do this? Something kind of low. I think I might need to go to the other side because these docks are kind of high on this side. PacMotor. I wanted to get through here. Turn on a dime. Actually, I might just do it right here and just hook up to one of these pylons. Alright, let me try this. Wrap around this pole. Take one piece and wrap it around the kayak and hook to this in between. I had before the sunset, and I actually forgot a pair of scissors and my knife. So now I'm looking for an extra piece of rope so I don't have to cut this one, and well, I can't cut this one into two. I really need 2 pieces. So I see a rope over here. What I can do is I can just beach the kayak. There we go. I'll walk off. There we go. Alright, so motors are still fine. You can see how PacMotor, they only go in about 6 or 8 inches into the water, so it's actually pretty good to still be able to beach. So maybe I can utilize this. What is this? It's a buried treasure. Oh, look at that. So I tie my fish scale to that. That would be my hard point. Where is it? Here it is. And I'll set my GoPro up right next to it so we can actually get a recording of it. And then I'll get out there and see what I get. Alright, let's try it. It's a bit slimy. Let's see what I'm doing or not. This actually turned out really good. Here's that. Oh, I should have flipped it. Then it'd be actually upwards. Actually, it might still work. Here's what I can do. Is turn the camera. Just like this. Do you see that on the camera? I think you do. Alright, let's try it. A few knots in there. And I'm gonna go for it. Alright, so I got my GoPro right here. It's gonna be right next to this, the pounds gauge. And I just thought of this. I can actually just use the remote control and set this up. Since we have remote control, why not just turn this thing around? Set this up. We're getting about 16 there. Let me actually try it again. Go full speed. You'll be able to stabilize this camera so you can see this. Here we go. I think we hit 20. But there's a lot of pull. 21, 25, 24, 25. Yeah, we're hitting about the specs for the 12-volt battery. Let me switch it over to the 18-volt battery and see what we get then. Now let me switch it over to the, let me unplug it here. Switch it over to the 18-volt battery. All right, so now we're at 17.5 volts, 17.1 there, so a couple volt difference, that's okay. Let me turn it on. All right, let me set this back up right here. Turn it on. 26, 29, 30. We definitely hit at least 30 for a second. That's really cool. Did I get that on camera over here? Yeah, all right, now let's go do the speed test. All right, for good measure, I want to do it one more time, just to make sure. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh no. that shows you how much we had going. It was gonna exceed 30 for sure.
I mean, you have momentum on the way to the kayak and all that, but it was taking off. I put that thing on full speed, and that was kind of dumb. It was only like a $15 meter, but it's all right. It'll work. We got some metrics out of there. So you guys, you know that this higher voltage battery is going to be super cool. All right, so I'm going to do the speed test with the 18-volt battery. It's going to be me heading back anyways. Look, that's where it broke. That was cool though.
You never know what you're going to find on a deserted island.
This is an island out here, middle of Fort Myers. I've came out here a billion times. All right, guys, I'm leaving the island. I got the 18-volt battery hooked up, about to do a speed test. Oh yeah, this battery is so much cooler. I can't wait to get this one sold to you guys. You guys are gonna love this one. You can see I'm just going so much faster. Okay, let me switch it over to see the speedometer. And we are looking at 4 miles an hour. Pretty stable at 4 miles an hour. And this is pretty solid. It was at 3, then it popped up to 4. And yeah, there were 3 for a second. You can see that we are pulling about 22 amps at 15.5 volts, 21 amps. And so I've used this battery probably for about 30 minutes, so it's down a little bit. But this is actually pretty cool. We're actually moving pretty quick. I did a test the other day with a 24-volt system, 24-volt on PacMotor, and I just can't recommend that because the cooling of the ECSs inside the PacMotor, they get a little too hot. So if we were able to actually put a heat sink on them or do some kind of cooling for them, we could definitely run 26 volts and it'd be blazing. Like, there's a lot of thrust going on with that. But at 18-volt battery, we're totally good with the actual current PacMotor system. And so that's why I want to start promoting the 18-volt battery, because it's a lot better for a system. It's a lot funner. And I'm moving still at 4 miles an hour here. So I'm still cranking 3 to 5 miles an hour, so about 4.5 miles an hour with this battery pack, and I just came all the way from the island. And so you can see I'm moving so much faster than the 12-volt battery. And the cool thing about it is PacMotor works with the 12-volt battery all the way up to technically 21 volts is good. I just can't go 24 with the current cooling, but 18-volt batteries are like the perfect sweet spot. You get the long distance, so you get good amp hours with the 18-volt battery, and you get the thrust. So what I'm trying to promote is the 18-volt battery to you guys, not just because I want to sell 18-volt batteries. I want to actually have you guys experience PacMotor with its full power, and the only way to actually do that is with the 18-volt battery. So the cool thing about it is if you order a PacMotor now and the batteries are not in stock yet, it's totally fine, because you can plug and play an 18-volt battery once they're in stock. You can pick one up and hook it right up to the same unit. It's not like the other motors where you're stuck with their battery and their voltage system. No, we wanted to make sure, if you don't mind going a little bit slower, 12-volt battery. You can go to Walmart and pick up a 12-volt battery and it'll work with it. If you want to get the maximum power, then you might have to get a custom 18-volt battery, but that's what we're working on, and we should have them out soon. And you can also get a lithium ion 4S, which is around 14 to 16 volts, which is also good thrust power over the lithium phosphate, which is 13 volts to 14 volts. So that's the one we sell. We sell the lithium phosphate battery, which is 12 to 14 volts. But then we're also going to do the lithium phosphate battery, which is the 5S, which is the 18 volt. So that one is the one I'm testing right here, and it's really got the good thrust. and that's the one we're going to be selling on our website soon. Right now we're selling the 4S lithium phosphate, but we're going to do the 5S series soon, which is really cool.
Alright, so I'm almost back to the dock area, but I wanted to show that I'm still at 15.6 volts, which is the 18 volt battery, but at normal it's around 16 volts, so it's actually still 75% full, or 85% full. And I'm still pumping 4 miles an hour steady, so I've only used a little bit of power
To get me all the way this far. But I wanted to say that the 18 volt battery is not going to be coming soon. Actually, it is coming soon, but it's not going to be available right now because we have to pre-order them. But they will be available in a couple of months. But if you wanted to pick up your PacMotor early and just use a 12 volt battery, you can, because that's the cool thing about PacMotor. It's available to work with any battery range. We wanted to design it that way. If you go to Walmart and you pick up a 12 volt battery, it'll work. And then once the 18 volt batteries come available and you want to just increase your thrust and have a lot more fun, just pick one up when they're available and boom, you're ready to go. Check us out, PacMotor.com.